You are here tonight, and we are looking forward to our monthly call. Hey, Sassy Shay. Hey, Jamie. We are missing some friends, though. We're going to get started in just a minute, but if you could send out messages. I see Jody's got her phone out. If anyone else would like to or would be willing to look around, see who's missing, and send out some reminders. Let's get more people on this call so we can get started here. We are missing lots of friends. We have 41. Let's see if we can get more people on here. We've got lots of exciting things happening for the month of August and lots to celebrate. Things that happened in July that are super exciting. Before we get started though, and while we're waiting for more people to hop on, let's talk about flavors. What are you guys drinking tonight? I'll show you what I'm drinking. It's one of my new favorites. Let's see if you can guess. It's green. I was shocked that it was green though. Wild Tiger, that's right, Jamie. One of my new favorite flavors, and rawr, I thought it tasted like banana today. I was losing my bananas. I don't know, but every time I drink it, it tastes like something different. And oh, Jamie had snow cone. What else y'all have? I just can't decide. Like I can't describe what it tastes like. It's just tropical and it's wild and it changes every time I drink it. Strawberry peach, one of my favorites. Kiwi and sweet tea lemonade. Yum, Aunt Mel. Kiwi melon. Ooh, I haven't gotten mine yet. Lots coming in. Awesome. Lots of different flavors. So, oh, you missed snow cone. Yes. Mango piña. Oh, okay. I know what that is. That's our Mexican or our ampules. Blueberry with orange. That sounds interesting. All right. So we have lots of other new and exciting flavors coming out soon that I have heard. Rumor is, but we will see what happens in August. Like I said, we have some exciting things coming up. But let's get started. My name's Amber. I live in Oregon. I'm a mom of 6. I've been drinking and sharing ketones. We are coming up on 2 years, which seems crazy to me. But I have been part of this community, like I said, for almost 2 years. And I just love this call. I love being around you guys. Oh, Jody's got some kiwi melon. And I just love your energy. And I've learned so much and grown so much since I've been part of this community. 3 years ago, I weighed 100 pounds more than I do right now. And I spent most of my time in bed, pretty miserable. And life has just completely changed with the product and with the community. I just can't believe I say yes to leading Zooms like this or meetings like this. But I'm enjoying it and I continue to grow. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to get to know each of you and to be part of this huge team that continues to grow. You guys are amazing. And I'm so glad that you're here tonight. This morning, I was on the huddle call with Michael Rutherford and something really stood out to me that I wanted to share. He said something about will over skill, meaning that will is more important than skill. Like that really stuck with me and I've heard it so many times, but having the will to do this business or to share ketones, having that burning desire to want to go out every day and do this is so much more important than the skills, like the skill to how to sell a trial pack or how to post on social media or when to post on social media or how to follow up with a customer. All of those skills aren't nearly as important as that will or burning desire. So it's super easy to learn skills and improve skills. But my thought was, how do we improve or increase our will? Like, how do we make that higher? Like if we don't have a strong will, what do we need to do? And I was on a conversation on a call earlier today, and we talked about that. And kind of the conclusion was, go back to your why. Go back to why are you here? Why are you doing this business? What do you want? And really fine tune that why, and that will increase your will or your burning desire. And that's something that I learned today that I wanted to share on the call tonight as we kick off. But we have lots of celebrating to do. And I am going to, in just a minute, turn the time over to Nick Martinez, who is going to go over some of those celebrations and some of the other things that we have planned for the month of August. But before we do, we want to do a giveaway. We love giveaways. In July, we did a trial pack palooza, and your challenge was to sell trial packs. When you sold a trial pack or when you brought it over to the mail, you were to snap a picture, post it in a thread on our Facebook page, Better Starts Here. And what I did is everybody who did that, everybody who posted on the Facebook group, I put your name in this basket and I'm going to draw out a name. We have a $75 cash swag cash giveaway. If you want the swag cash, go ahead and put swag in the chat box. Let's see who wants it. Erica wants it. Is she the only one? Oh, lots of people want it. Let's go. Okay, so one of the rules we have here is you have to be present to win. So if I draw your name out and you're not here, we'll draw another name. So be ready, if you are a winner, to come off mute and say, I'm here. So we know that you're here and we can give you the prize. So I'm going to mix it up, look away, and draw out a name. I have Mary Elizabeth. Now, these are your Facebook names. It could be different than your actual name. I don't know if Mary Elizabeth is on tonight. Are you here, Mary Elizabeth? Come off mute. Okay, I'm going to draw another name. Going once, twice, 3 times. All right, name number 2. Julie Ferguson. Are we 0 for 2? Oh, dang. All right. Let's go for name number 3. You guys are missing out on some swag cash. I know it's summer. Everyone's busy. People are like traveling and have family things going on. So it's hard to get on a call. Well, I know this person's here. I saw her in the chat box. Jamie Hill, you won some swag cash, girl.
Oh, I was just celebrating silently, but thank you. I received that. Should I dance for it? Do we need that? No, we're good.
Yes,
okay.
we need to dance.
Okay. In like 9 days, I will dance for you. Woo.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Congratulations. And do you know the drill? So you just need to send the receipt to simplefunketo@gmail.com. All right. Congratulations, Jamie. We are going to do some more drawings throughout the call. Actually, at the end of the call, we'll do another drawing. But let's turn the time over to Nick. He has some celebrating to do.
What's up? Thank you, Amber. So much fun seeing all your faces. Happy August 1st. I can't believe it. It's flying by. Chrissy and I were just talking like school's going to start and holy smokes. But at the same time, we said, you know what? We still have an entire month of summer. What are we talking about? We're going to enjoy every moment of it. So I'm excited to be here with you tonight. I love these kickoff calls. Are my favorite call each month because we just get to come together, and it's not always that our entire community gets to come together on one call, whether you're watching us live or watching the replay, and really just talk about kind of celebrating what happened last month and introducing and really dialing in and getting ready for what's about to take place, because there's a lot that's going to be going down in August. I want everybody to be fully present and fully aware of, in times of busyness and times of travel, vacation, kids, soccer, the more that we can just kind of have a little bit of a roadmap in our brain, small bits of action that we can do on a consistent basis. That will lead to not getting to August 31st, looking back saying, all right, what just happened? Where did the month go? Rather, when you get to the end of the month, you're like, wow, August was really full and amazing. And I'm so glad I was intentional about my business every single day. So that's a little bit of what's in store for this call today. But before we move on past July, I want to celebrate a little bit of what occurred in the month of July, because there's tons of you on here right now and tons of people in our community that are just crushing it, right? That are just literally consistent, sharing this conversation on a daily basis, following up and helping new people get started. And one of the things that we recognize every month is just our new volume. New customers, new promoters equates to new volume. We have a milestone in our rewards plan called the MVP multiplier, which is something that you can strive to hit every single month. It's an extra $250 bonus just for doing what you're going to do anyways. And for hitting 1,600 in new volume and getting 4 new customers. But there's some benchmarks to get there, right? There's getting 500 in new volume, and then you're getting 1,000 in new volume, and then hitting multiplier. And then beyond that, we have a promotion that's been going on that's probably going to become something that you see all the time called Pace Setter. And that's something where you get 3 new customers and 2 new promoters in a month, and then you get an extra $500 bonus. and get to be recognized for that. So I want to go through our 500 club winners, our 1,000 club winners, and our MVP multipliers here real quick. If you have not yet hit the 500 club and submitted to get your coasters, make sure that you do so. These are super fun to have out. I use them every day. So if you've hit the 500 new volume names on this list, oh, I see Shay's got hers on her desk. Make sure that you do that. This is just a little fun token of celebration. And for those of you that have hit the 1,000 club this month or the MVP multiplier, make sure that you submit for your shaker bottle, because this shaker is new. We haven't sent it out yet. So here's the 500 club. Thank you, Maddie, for sharing your screen. Look at all of these names. I won't go through everyone. I won't read them all out loud, but give everybody a shout out in the chat. Congratulations. 500 club is no joke, right? That's at least 10 boxes generally on new boxes of ketones that have been sold. And I know some of you are new, which is awesome. Some of the names on here I've seen for a while. The longer that you've done this, the more you have to dig deep, the more you have to talk to new people, the more you have to intentionally create conversations on a daily basis. So congrats to everybody that's in the 500 club. Let's move to the 1,000 club. And again, this is anybody that hit 1,000, more than 500, or basically just 1,000. And for all of you on this list, please fill out the form that's on the Better Starts Here website so we can send you this. If you hit it before, you got this bottle. For the next quarter, we've got a new shaker that everybody can earn that looks like this. It's clear. I love the clear ones. They're my favorite because you can see all the pretty colors that ketones are. And it's a really cool logo that was designed by our very own Maddie V, who's sharing his screen right now. Thank you, Maddie. So congrats to Brittany, Krista, Tarek, Kelly, Rebecca, Jessica, Melk, Natalie Kilborn, and Cheryl. Congrats, guys. Now the next one is MVP multiplier. And here's what's interesting. This list is quite large and the 1,000 list is small. Does that mean it's easier to get to multiplier than it is to 1,000? No, but what it means is when there's an incentive or when there's a reason, when there's a benchmark to be hit, we always go that extra mile to hit it, right? So if you think about it, why does Prove It have a rewards plan? Why do we have different bonuses? Why do we run different promotions? It's to incentivize behavior. Because there is a bonus attached to hitting multiplier, more people end up achieving it. They get to that 1,000 and then they keep going. And it's interesting. I wonder if multiplier was at 2,000, if more people would actually hit that 2,000, or if it was at 2,500. Not that we want it to be any more difficult, but it's all in our mindset, right? It's all in how we think to get there. So huge shout out to Amy Dove, Jennifer Hawks, Justin and Melissa Butler, Pamela Winger, Amber Horn, Jody and Britton Scheibe, Dusty Latham, Victor and Sarah Ramos, Casey Bennett, Brittany Allen, Aisha Bedell, Jennifer Garcias, Ashley Riddle, Melissa James, Lori Hart, Jennifer Castle, Ashley Driggers, Corey Neff, Kimberly Sealer, Christina Martinez Williams, Nikita Joy, Natalie Walsh, David and Candy Strahan, Anik Saranatopoulos, Lindsay Uva, and Ashley McKiernan. Congratulations, guys. And if your name should be on one of these flyers and it was not left off intentionally, I promise you that, shoot me a message and I'll make sure to add it, and I'll make sure that you're recognized. I apologize if it isn't there, but I think we got everybody. And the final slide that we have here is for Pace Setter. Again, this is the $500 bonus. And we also have an awesome list here. Justin and Melissa Butler, myself, Brittany Allen, Jennifer Hawks, Nikita Joy, Victor and Sarah Ramos, Jennifer Garcia, Dusty Latham, Amy Dove, Tariq, Jody and Britton Scheibe, Casey Bennett, Rebecca McCarthy, congratulations, and Ashley Driggers. Awesome job, guys. That's an extra $500 in their pocket, which is super fun. I mean, who couldn't use an extra $500? So many different things you can do with that. So a big shout out. Maddie, thanks for putting those slides together and sharing your screen there. And guys, the whole purpose again behind this is to have a benchmark to run for, to have something to shoot for. If there were no rewards, we'd probably not tell many people about it. If there were no community, if there was no Zoom, Prove It wouldn't have the size of impact that it has had, because we're not having an incentive to share. Right. So because of little things like this, more people are drinking ketones on a daily basis because of your efforts. And the more people are calling you probably with statements like, oh my gosh, my life has been changed. I can't believe this. I spoke to a lady today who said, I literally haven't slept through the night for 15 years and I slept through the night like yesterday. You don't understand, Nick, how valuable that is to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really cool. I'm glad that you're drinking ketones now. All because somebody had posted on Facebook and happened to know her son. And she's like, oh, I heard that ketone stuff. I should drink it. And she tried it. You just never know how it's going to happen. So on that note, I want to take a few minutes and talk to a couple of the people whose names that you saw on this list a few times. And I just want to ask them a few questions so that you guys can maybe learn a little bit from them, because I always learn from everybody as they're kind of going through this and hitting multiplier. I'm like, what are you doing that's working? So if it's okay with you, I want to take just a couple minutes here and hear from some of these people. I've got first Aisha Bedell. What's up, Aisha? How's it going? I mean,
hi.
What's going on? You're all painted up.
Well, I just finished a 9-day state fair. That was amazing.
You just finished a what?
9-day state fair.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that probably answers my question. Aisha put in something like 23 new customers last month, which is awesome. Big shout out to Aisha. So one of the questions I get a lot of is, hey, I've talked to all of my friends, or I don't have a large circle, Nick. What can I do? So tell us a little bit, Aisha. You do tables or booths. Obviously, you're just at the state fair. What's the thing that you've been most consistent at over the last few years?
Most consistent at booth sets. I do vendor events. I do state fairs. I do weekends. I do 1-day events. I just love events. I love being belly to belly, and that gets me lots of new volume, new customers going through that I get to educate.
Awesome. What's one piece of advice you have to somebody who maybe has never done a booth and maybe is a little nervous, doesn't know how to start? What's one thing that you would say to help them get started?
The one thing is book an event. Book an event and then figure the rest out later. If you need to call me, call me. If you need to contact me on Facebook, contact me on Facebook. Whatever it is you need to do to get started, I'm here to help. Just reach out and I can walk you through some beginnings of the process. If you dive in with both feet, you'll realize how easy, how simple it is, and how productive it can be in your business.
I love it. And I think most of you, everybody on here right now has somebody in their support team or some champ that they're working with that has had success doing this kind of stuff. And if they haven't, they can point you in the right direction. The neat thing is this: imagine having people walk by your table and saying, hey, what are ketones? You didn't even have to, you didn't have to do a whole lot. What's your line? Like, what's your one-liner, or what do you say when somebody comes by?
Well, because I do so many, I've learned to say something to the effect of, hey, have you tried any of our new flavors of ketones? And even if it's somebody that has tried ketones before, it gets them to stop and say, wait, new flavor? What's the new flavor? So I get them to stop. And then a lot of them just don't even understand what I'm saying. So they'll stop and say, what? What did you just say? Oh, just wondering if you've tried ketones. They're amazing. I have strawberry peach mixed up. I have lime thyme. I have blueberry acai for you to try. Come on over and try some. And I get a lot of people to stop. Most people that say no, they just don't know what it is that I'm talking about. So, but a lot of people will stop. They'll try the ketones. I sell a lot of 5 days. I sell a lot of 10 days. At the state fair, I sold a lot of Mitoplex because it was hot. We don't have snow in North Dakota right now, for everybody that's wondering. It is super hot here. And Mitoplex was a big seller. Keto Ups were a big seller. And it was just a good 9-day fair.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Aisha, and thanks for being an inspiration as far as another way to share ketones, another way to build this business. Appreciate you. Yeah. So what's neat is there's no like one size fits all, right? There's no, you have to do it this way, or you have to do Facebook, you have to do TikTok, or you have to do whatever. You can have booths if you want. You can go set up a table. My encouragement is you have to do something. And as you start to learn things, like if you're new right now and you're like, hey, I'm just learning how to post on Facebook, awesome. if you compare that with something else, with what Aisha's doing or with what you're going to hear about in a few minutes, guess what? You're going to have multiple streams of new conversations. We talked about having multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of new conversations is a good thing in a business that rises and falls based upon the number of people that are being introduced to ketones on a consistent basis. So next person that we're going to hear from is Melissa James. She is somebody that, what's up, Melissa? Where are you at?
What up, Nick?
How's it going?
Good.
I'll let Melissa share a little bit more of her story, but I think I just heard that she hit multiplier for, is it the 24th or 25th month in a row?
One more.
No, 26th month in a row.
26.
I'm sorry. Ashley had you wrong. She told me that. So this multiplier bonus that we just talked about a second ago, Melissa has hit 26 months in a row. And if you think about that, like that's an accomplishment, right? Because to have consistent new volume like that is meaning there's new people coming in on a consistent basis. And Melissa, tell us a little bit, like, what's your secret sauce? What do you do every single month to make sure that you hit this?
In the beginning, for you guys who don't know, I've been drinking and sharing ketones for 2 years now, 26 months. In the beginning, it was really easy, right? Because you're excited, it's new, you haven't been posting about this before. So the first year was easy. And then the second year, it became a little bit harder and I had to switch up. It couldn't just be my own attraction. So I use leaderboards 3 times a day to see if my customers are enrolling customers. And then I go talk to their people. But I am constantly looking at customers of customers and having them do posts. I do free trial packs. This month, I did something a little bit different. I did a flavor of the month club. So they were getting Wild Tiger if they had a friend join. But customers of customers is where I am finding hitting multiplier now. I worry on customers of customers first, and then I go and I get, my 4 just in my head, because this is a non-negotiable for me. I'm not going to not hit it. There's no discussing that. No matter how worried I get, it always happens. I don't know why I make myself crazy, because it's just having more conversations. And we have so many people who are excited about drinking them. So they're excited to post and they're excited to get free goodies. And that's been working. And if it stops working, I will change my tune and do something else. But
Awesome.
We're not hitting multiplier.
How do you get your customers to post about their journey?
Pretty easily, because a lot of people they don't love posting about side-by-sides. Some of them do, but a lot of them aren't. Luckily, I have the absolutely beautiful Jody Scheibe in my back pocket, who over a year ago, yeah, you fit in my pocket, had shared 2 really simple posts. And it was just something as simple as, oh my God, I've been drinking these for a week. I can't believe my energy. I'm down 5 pounds, like feeling amazing. And I just tweak it to each person. And when they tell me like, oh my God, I fit in jean shorts that I haven't worn for 3 years, I'm like, this is a post. Let's get you drinking these for free. Do you want me to write something up for you to copy and paste? And they're like, yes. I'm like, great. Just post it with a picture of your shaker. You don't even have to post your face. And they are all about getting free goodies. So once they're obsessed and they've had that first sip and that like, oh my God, I don't ever want to be without these, I know which ones are going to start getting me into a ton of conversations.
It's awesome. So for those of you that are maybe new to the multiplier conversation, if a customer refers somebody, that actually counts towards your new volume because that customer is not a promoter. So one of the biggest opportunities we all have is engaging with our customers. We all have customers, and some of us have a lot of customers. The question is, have you asked that customer what their experience been? Has you asked that customer, hey, do you want to get yours for free? And then have you helped them do it? One of the easiest ways is for them just to reach out to their sister and their mom, right? If they're willing to do that. And another way, which will create a lot of people they never thought would be interested, is a Facebook post. Now, what Melissa just said there, if you caught it, was a simple post. It's not complicated. If you ask them what their favorite benefits are, it goes like this. Oh my goodness, feeling amazing today. I've been drinking this stuff, call it whatever they want, for the last XYZ number of days or months or weeks. And I'm loving this is where you fill in their benefits, loving the energy, the better focus. And oh my gosh, I'm down 5 pounds of body fat. And then the last part is I can't wait to see what happens in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month. And then the last part is they get to tag you. Thank you so much, Melissa, for sharing this with me. It's absolutely been a game changer. Writing it in your words and their words is going to be important. But if you see what I just did, excitement, since drinking this stuff or drinking ketones, it's their benefits. And the last thing is what they're excited about. That's simple. So thanks, Melissa, for sharing that. That's awesome. Congratulations. All right, I want to do one more. Are you guys getting some value out of this? Drop a type value in the comments if you're getting some value. I'm learning stuff. I love this. The biggest thing there is, did you ask your customers to post? If you ask one customer and they say no, and then you tell me everybody doesn't want to post, you're doing what's called globalizing, meaning you're taking the answer of one person and you're projecting it on everybody you know. So if you ask 10 customers, you're probably going to have 1 or 2 of them that say not interested. You're probably going to have 7 or 8 that say, okay, I'll do something. Right. But if you ask 10 and the first 2 tell you no, you didn't find all the yeses because you stopped at these 2. Right. Whenever somebody says everyone is saying this, Nick, I like to call that a globalization, because what it's doing is taking one person's response and you're saying that's everyone's response, which I'm telling you is never the case. So next person we have is Jody Scheibe, who was just mentioned. What's up, Jody? How's it going?
What's up, Nick? How are you?
I am fantastic. Jody has also been consistent in hitting multiplier. I don't know what her streak is, but I'm telling you, Jody is somebody that never misses. And she has a slightly different way of hitting multiplier maybe than Melissa. So what's your key to success? How do you make sure that you never miss?
2 things. What Amber said in the beginning, will over skill, is 100% how I've hit multiplier 36 months in a row. It's not a matter of any skill I've come in with, or I have. Everyone who works with me knows I'm like illiterate to how a phone works, how our computer works. So will over skill, but also just intentionality. Is that how you say it? Intentionality. Like, when I started this business, I didn't have any social media. So if you're on this call right now and you don't really use social media, put a 1 in the comment. And I would just set the intention of leaving my house and finding people, like literally finding people to talk to. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to do that, make it a game. Like, I'm leaving my house and I'm not coming home till I talk to 3 people and text them the campfire video. If you've never done this, I just challenge you to do it this week, because it's all about a numbers game. I guarantee you I've been told no more than anybody else because I start a lot of conversations. But I'm really intentional, not just in starting conversations in public. First of all, if you want to know how to start a conversation, everyone right now, just put a smile on your face. Just put a smile on your face. I'm telling you, if you smile at somebody, they smile back, and they're asking you to talk to them if they're smiling at you. That's what I say. So if I start a conversation out in public, or I start a conversation with a waiter at a restaurant, I'm really quick to like, hey, what's your cell? Can I text you a video? Or, hey, are you on social media? I love your energy. I'd love to follow you. I don't know if you've ever said that to someone or met someone like at a dinner party. Just get them following your social media. It doesn't always happen overnight. Another tip, Nick, I'm going to give you, I just got an order in while you were introducing me. One of the things that's working really well for me is to remember that people are people, and they don't just want a text. They don't just want a message. So what I've been doing that has really translated into a lot more new volume for both multiplier and Pacesetter is, hey, when do you have 5 to 10 minutes to hop on the phone with me? I'd love to share my story with you and answer any questions you have. If that person gets on the phone with me, it's like a 95% chance they're ordering. But I just don't rely on a text or even a voice memo. I get people on a phone call so they hear my humanness and I can hear theirs and ask them questions. So if you've got a list of names, if you're not using the Rhino tracker, first of all, use it and set the intention to fill it up times like 10, or use a notebook. I use both, and then follow up. I don't know. Hopefully that helps, Nick. I don't know if you want to ask me a more direct question, but I've been getting people on the phone. I've been being human with them.
Love it. No, that's perfect. Thank you, Jody. reminds us all, like, the phone works. And if you just call them, and a lot of times it's not even a long phone call. I did a phone call with a new promoter today that I was like, oh, I don't know if I have time for this. It took 12 minutes just to say hi and get to know her. I didn't need to hear her life story. She didn't need to hear mine. We just had to connect and be friends for a few minutes and then kind of schedule the next step. So I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you all for sharing your little tips. And guys, this team is full of people that are just, some of you are just getting started and just learning, which is awesome. And you're kind of moving towards that multiplier. And others of you who have kind of achieved that and are hitting it every month, like you've learned the system and you're following it and you're intentional about it. So congratulations, kudos to all of you. And I can't wait to do this again next month and hear some new tips from some different people. So Amber, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Nick. I do have a secret about Jody. She's hit it 36 months in a row. So congratulations, Jody. That's amazing. And thank you everybody who shared your tips. I wrote lots of notes down. I am excited to implement some of them. The next thing we have going on tonight is we are going to talk about Keto Academy that's coming up. And our friend Sarah Ramos is going to come off mute and give us some information. I didn't see
Hello,
her on.
everyone.
Oh, there she
I'm
is.
here.
Hi, Sarah.
I switched all the boxes around so I can see all the smiling faces. So everyone, please smile. That way I can make sure that you're there. I chose great. Keto Academy is right around the corner. It is next week, and I am so stoked for Keto Academy. So thank you. So make sure that you mark your calendars for August 8th through 10th. I'm a true believer that this event could possibly triple your business. And the reason why it can do that is it's the validation that your people are searching for. It's the validation your promoters are looking for, your customers and your people who are interested. It's like the massive connection piece. Imagine if you had a woman that said, oh, I have questions about ketones and hormones. And you could say, oh, I'm going to connect you to my friend, Dr. Andy. That's basically what this is. Like, you get to connect them to Ken Ford, to Dr. Ryan Lowry, to Dr. Jacob Wilson. Like, you get to connect them to these people. So out of curiosity, drop a 1 in the chat if you've been to a Keto Academy. Drop a 2 in the chat if you have not been to a Keto Academy. So everyone gets to participate here. So a 1 if you have, a 2 if you have not been to Keto Academy. I'm going to tell you this right now. A lot of it is over my head, but what it does is it builds my belief so much in what we have our hands on here. It arms my husband and I and our team with this protection of, like, we know everyone in this world needs ketones. It's just a matter of them deciding when the timing is right for them. But I know even a no is going to turn into a yes because of events like Keto Academy. And can you believe that they're giving us free tickets? So it's $17 for a ticket, right? And you get 5 free tickets. So let's talk about what you can do with these tickets. Like, these are not tickets that you're handing out to your promoters. Your promoters can spend $17 on a ticket. What you are going to do with these are for your customers. So make sure it's someone that's actually going to plug in, that wants to get this value. But just like Jody said, get on the phone with them. I mean, if you have a ton of people to message, you can voice clip them. If you have certain people that you're like, man, this is my golden nugget, this is the person that I really, really, really want to be on this, make sure that you pick up the phone and make sure that you invite them. They do not even have to have an account. So maybe it's somebody who you're thinking, oh man, if my daughter's pediatrician or if my neighbor could actually hear what these doctors have to say, it would completely change my business. Like, this is your opportunity to do that. So story time really, really quick. So back in 2017, we've been drinking and sharing ketones for over 6 years now. I know that's so freaking crazy. But I brought Victor to an event, my husband, in 2017. And it was like a more event that had a Keto Academy at the beginning. It was Dr. Mary Newport that seriously brought him to his knees and made him realize what we had our hands on. From there, he went to the hotel room and he called people he had never called before. His belief was through the roof, and we hit Pro Champ the next month. So you're one person away. You never know where that person's going to come from. Like Okay, I have one more quick story. I was just at a wellness event and Nick keeps telling me, Sarah, you're one promoter away from a completely different business. Raise your hand if he's ever said that to you before, and you might roll your eyes a little bit and you're like, gosh, what can I do better? What can I do better? What am I doing wrong? But it's just the consistency. It's the consistency. So I went to a wellness event and I had this belief because I've never missed an event. I was wearing the keto conversation. There was a keto food truck. There was a naturopath. There was a health food store. And there was someone that was doing this therapy. All of them became promoters of ours because our belief was so strong in what we have our hands on. So I'm telling you, Keto Academy, mark your calendars. August 8th through 10th starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I suggest doing some watch parties as a promoter. So get people together, do a watch party. Like that makes it more exciting. Maybe those people that won't watch it on their own, they will watch it if they're in your living room. You can make it a little bit more exciting. But I'm telling you, I really, really believe that just this event could launch your business and you could show up at Hacking Better a completely different rank than you are today. So back to you, Amber.
Hey, before we go to Amber, I just want to piggyback on that because I like what you just said, Sarah, is absolutely true. This event could triple your business. Why? Because if you had Dr. Ryan or Dr. Jacob, authors of the Ketogenic Bible, in your back pocket that would be able to talk to your friends, would you do it? Right? I always, when I'm there, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I could get so-and-so to hear this, so-and-so to hear this, they wouldn't just start drinking ketones. They'd join me and share this with others. Right? So think about this. It's buy one, get 5 free. Buy one, give 5. So my question to you, and drop in the chat, if you've already bought your ticket, type I've bought it. If you haven't bought it yet, it's $17, $17. So go get it because that's giving you 5. And then it's your job, right? If you're building this to create a business that pays you money, it is your job in the next week to get somebody to claim those 5 tickets and then to buy another set, right? You can buy more than one, I promise. So get your 5 out and then get another 5 out and see how many of those that you can parlay into people that are participating. Now, the second thing I want to mention, she said watch party. What is a watch party? It's simply inviting some friends over to your place to watch Keto Academy. It is scheduled to start at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I know it might be a little early on the West Coast, so you might have to get out of work an hour early or something, but East Coast, Central Time, whatever, look at the time. And now I want you to invite your customers. I want you to invite people that have been interested. I want you to invite anybody that you can think of to come watch Keto Academy with you. Here's what this becomes. This becomes a keto life party. Why? Because you're probably going to have some caffeine-free ketones shaken up, ready to sample. You're probably going to be hanging out, talking about your benefits. You might even Zoom your sponsor or somebody's in your support team in afterwards to answer some questions. The event will go somewhere between, it'll probably be 90 minutes to 2.5 hours, somewhere in that range, right? You can be flexible with viewing it. If people have to come or go or come a little bit late, that's totally fine. They're going to get some value out of just seeing some of those doctors. It's not what the doctors say, right? It's not them taking notes and understanding the molecular structure of a ketone body or the mitochondria and how it uses beta hydroxybutyrate. It's not that. What it is the certainty of that doctor, the credibility of that doctor talking to all of our friends. So this becomes an extension of validation for what we're doing. So I want us all to focus on next week. You can do it on Monday, you can do it on Tuesday, or you can do it on Wednesday. We will not have a team-wide guest call on Wednesday because of Keto Academy, but there's 3 days. Choose which is going to be your watch party day at your house. If you have multiple customers or promoters in your area, maybe you're going to do 1, 1, 1, 1, and you're going to invite people to each of them and find out which one they can come to. That is the power of this event. If you use it, it's early in the month, right? So those people are going to trickle in and become customers. Some of them will start to become promoters. And guess what that starts to do? It grows your community, helps you hit multiplier, helps you hit set the pace, helps you hit the next rank, right? That's the simplicity of how this works. So I'm going to turn it over to Christina Martinez-Williams. And Christina, you can skip the Keto Life Party part since I just took that over. Sorry about that. But if you just want to talk about trial packs, let's move on to that.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Christina Martinez Williams. I live in Fort Washington, Maryland. Great to see all of you. And I love trial packs because they get ketones in people's mouths. That is, we know, I want to know in the chat, put a 1 if you were someone who had a 1 to 10 day experience with ketones. If you experienced the power of ketones within 1 to 10 days, put that in the chat. I'm not one of those people, but I did start with a trial pack. So this is actually, you know what, as I think about it, I think I was a little bit of that person because I did continue drinking ketones after that trial pack. So this is the power of getting ketones into people's mouths. And I know from the last time that we had the trial pack palooza, that the more intention and energy that we put around starting conversations with trial packs and reaching out to people, going to people's houses, shaking up some ketones on your way and bringing them to people, or bringing packs around and driving them around to people in your neighborhood has such huge power in excitement. It's really fun, and you get to meet more people and you get to help more people get started. Candace went balls to the wall, get the 10-day challenge from the get-go. Awesome. Lots of people put 1s in the chat. That is amazing. So we want to take this week and really focus anytime that we have exhausted our funnels, all of our people that we've talked to for the sales, and we've had a 3-day sale that was extended to today. And so we've talked to a lot of people. We want to start new conversations so that we can start again, so that we have even more people to talk to, and we can give a little bit of a break to the people that we've been talking to for so many times and start new conversations. So I want you to think right now in your minds, as I was thinking about talking about this tonight, I was running through people in my head. Ooh, who can I bring this to? I was walking in my neighborhood tonight after dinner, and I was thinking about who am I walking by the houses of that I have not talked to about ketones, that I can have some courage and go up and knock on their door and say, hi, you may not know me, but let's have some ketones. So think in your minds, and I want you to think of at least one person. Challenge yourself to think of 5 of people who you can bring ketones to this week, who are in your local vicinity that you can bring ketones to this week. Put it in the chat, a 1, when you have thought of 3 people. When you have thought of 3 people, you have those people in your mind. Sassy Shay has them in her mind. Sherry's got them in her mind. I'm gonna be quiet so you can think of your 3 people. And then we also know, and we have lots of training around this, about how we can start sharing this on social media. We can bring ketones wherever we are in, and also follow up with people that we've talked to in the past and offer them, maybe they've said no to boxes because they don't want to start with a box. So we can follow up and ask them if they're interested in getting a trial pack, and you can make that trial pack a 3-pack, a 5-pack, a 10-pack, 7-pack, whatever you desire, whatever maybe you think they might need. And get them started. So we're really going to focus on that, put a lot of energy, excitement, and tension on that this week. And the more that you do that, you'll watch more trial packs go out your door. And even bringing 1, I like to go to the pool. We go to the pool every day here, and I bring a little pouch with ketones that I intend to give away only 1. I mean, only 1 to 1 person, like to 1 person at a time. But I intend to give away ketones so that they can get started. I don't intend to give away all the ketones, but I want them to try it, and I start conversations that way. All right, I see lots of 1s. Awesome. Yeah, that's it. We're good.
Thank you, Christina. I love trial packs. I started with a 5-day trial pack. I had an amazing experience, and I was actually super bummed that I had to wait for my order to come in between my trial pack and my box, but super powerful. I wouldn't be here without the trial pack because I wasn't ready to invest in a huge box or bundle before I knew if I could even drink it. So the power of trial packs is real, and just want to encourage you to go out and crush it this month with trial packs. So, this is exciting. We have a special guest on the call tonight who is going to talk to us about a really cool event that is coming up next month. And it is Michael Rutherford. Is he on?
What's up? Can you hear
Hey,
me?
Michael. Yeah,
How are
you're
you?
on.
Very
Good.
cool. I'm in my backyard. It's littered with your kids' underwear.
Sorry about that.
Either that or your husband's boxers. I'm not sure which. Somebody's skivvies are thrown around my yard. Hey, what's up? I just wanted to make Amber blush. Nice to see everybody. Glad to be on. What's up, Coach Becca? I'm glad to be on. This is fun. Look at all these people. I just texted the group. I'm like, this is the most organized group of people I've ever met in my life. I got to shake it up. I'll try to stick to the amount of minutes Nick gave me and cover the topic he gave me. What was it? Oh yeah, hacking better. So look, I don't, based on the look of all of you, I don't think any of you are molecular geneticists or brain surgeon. I'm just kidding. Some of you look a heck of a lot smarter than me and Nick, but a couple, there's some smart folks on here, but I don't think any of you are the Jesus of the keto diet. As Amber, as Nick was saying, that the authors of the keto Bible, all I could think of were the authors of the actual Bible. And I was picturing Jacob and Ryan with Jesus sandals and robes wrapped around them, cruising around the desert, performing keto miracles with MCT oil squirting it on people's heads. Anyways, that's what I was picturing. I'm really fired up to be on here. I think the calendar lends itself. I want you to go Google image search lily pads. Let's see what it pulls up. Let's see if it pulls up upon. Nick's rolling his eyes. He's like, oh, we got to get him off here quick. Let's Google the word lily pad and see if it pulls up. Oh, perfect. Google images lily pad. There's a girl in a bikini. That's not what I was looking for. Apparently there's a pool toy called a lily pad. All right. So if you look at a picture of a lily pad, like on a pond, you can picture being a bullfrog on one side. Amber's looking for lily pads. You could picture or imagine being a bullfrog on the ones. There you go. Picture being a bullfrog on the one side of a pond. And then you need to get to the other side of the pond. Maybe your girlfriend bullfrog is on the other side of the pond. And you got to get over there. You got a hot date to eat worms. And you can either try to leap 40 yards across the pond, which ain't going to work because your legs aren't that big. Or you can go from lily pad to lily pad to lily pad to lily pad. And the more lily pads you have, the easier the jumps are. And yes, this is actually what my brain tells me to say to you right now. This is actually planned and thought out. So many of us, if you only put deodorant on Mondays, by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you'd stink. Inspired by Christ. That's right. Lily pads got to be close to each other. They can't be that far apart. Lily pads are, of course, referred to in our business as events. This calls a lily pad. Nick's not silly enough to start the month of August without pulling a squad together and having each of you fire each of you up. So that's the point of this Zoom. Well, part of the point of the Zoom. Lay out the schedule, go through some of the stuff that's going on, pull the energy together, create a little vortex and a little tornado of energy, and set the intention for the month of August. Start the month off strong. Well, he's not going to let a week go by without pulling everybody back together. Thankfully, Christina talked about Keto Academy coming up. Keto Academy parlays itself a week later into Cancun. Comment in the chat Cancun if you're going to Cancun. It parlays itself right into Cancun. And then Cancun parlays itself right into not Kentucky and Hacking Better. It parlays itself into the post Cancun team Zooms, where everybody talks about their takeaways and their breakthroughs and whatever they got. It parlays itself into the keto life parties that Nick just talked about and the tastings of whatever new flavors are coming out. I just got some new keto ups. I think I might have got 4 or 5 flavors of stuff. I don't even know what it is. Straight up. Did anybody else get any? Nick probably did. Did anybody else on here get any of that stuff? Multiple cans, multiple, oh shoot, what do you call it? Multiple, never mind. It's just like 5 different flavored stuff. So tasting parties of that stuff, like there's lots of stuff coming. So you can picture these lily pads. If you're standing on a lily pad right now and you're not doing jack nothing until Keto Cat or until Epic, you're going to have a tough time. You're going to be swimming to Epic. You'll be out of lily pads. You'll be in the water. If you want to go back to the deodorant example, you'll stink about a week from now. In the rest of the 2 months, It won't work. We got to stay near the fire, you guys. And I could tell you one thing, between me, this team, and Nick, and corporately, you shouldn't go a week or two, even a few days, without being able to catch fire again. Does that make sense? You should never get very cold. If you do, it's by choice. It's not because of opportunity. It's not because of choices of calls, Zooms, and meetings and events to get to. Nick just texted me that Sarah Ramos just had a new girl hit 10,000 in points this month. And we've chatted back and forth about her. And I said, just my immediate response, when's your flight out there? When's your flight out? And I know he's already looking at his calendar to figure out when he can make it. And, you know, one of the things that is so powerful about this team is that team could have an event. They live in Jackson, Wyoming. That team could have an event in Jackson, Wyoming, watching Keto Academy. And then from Keto Academy, there'll be a huge push to get to Hacking Better. And then from Hacking Better, then maybe I go to Jackson, or maybe Nick goes to Jackson, or whatever it is. And then from there into Epic, you guys, hopefully you can visually see how it sets itself up. Events feed each other. The very first event we ever did, Nick, text me on time how I'm doing. If I'm done, tell me that too. The very first event we ever did, I don't know that I've told the story. If I have, it's only to a few of you. Brian Underwood invited me, Brian James, and a few other people to Newport Beach, California. It was in December of 2014. This was 6 months before I got a sample of ketones to give to Dustin. And nobody brought anybody. Brian James brought Abigail, nobody else. Brian James hit legend, Abigail hit rank 10. The only other person that was there that wasn't brought by me was Tony Freeman. He was like a specialist, professional bodybuilder. But of the people that I brought myself, who hit legend. I brought another guy who hit legend. He eventually quit though. And then I brought James Rice. James Rice has made probably $4 million in the business. And then I brought two other guests, neither of which joined, both of which never joined. But 3 of the 5 that showed up all made multiple millions of dollars. Why do I say that? Because I built my business from event to event, from the very first event. No one else has ever caught up to us because they never showed up. Rob DeBoer was invited to that event. He didn't come. The only reason I went is because I could drive there. I wouldn't have been able to afford a flight. So I say that because from that one event, no one's ever caught this team. Never. You ever notice that? Most of the events are filled with this team and not random other teams. It's because from the first event, we understood the assignment. No, I'm not going to sing the song or make a TikTok out of that. We understood the assignment. We're in the event business, you guys. If you want to stay in the sell stuff on the internet business, go ahead. It doesn't grow legs. Does that make sense? Like if you want to be a grandma with 30 kids and 30, or maybe not 30 kids, but 30 grandkids and all this kind of stuff and a really large family tree, you can't have all the kids. Somebody else has got to have the kids. And then their kids have got to have the kids. Can you imagine being like 5 generations of grandkids? That'd be cool as hell. Now you'd be really old, but that's our business. It's about using lily pads from event to event to event and getting people to bring people from this event to the next event. Imagine who's getting on Keto Academy as a guest, like Nick said, and then going from, or like Christina said, and then going from Keto Academy and a KLP and a watch party into 4 or 5 teammates now coming to Kentucky to Hacking Better. And then from Hacking Better into whatever local market. You guys, I'm just telling you now, I'm going to light my shit up and do community-based marketing the rest of this year. If you want to stay on the internet and fart around and make videos, go ahead. I like them. Don't misunderstand. I like them. I also know real community-based marketing, real mentorship and relationships and off-market stuff coupled with online marketing is how the company's going to reinvent. It's how the future of the company will break out. In my opinion, do what you want. But I believe watch parties for Keto Academy, live event attendance into Kentucky, and then right back into the house, where if you're a champ 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 on here, plan on leaving the house in the next 90 days. Plan on getting in front of people. Leaders are born in events. That's right. They're uncovered at events. People get inspired at events. There's real vision cast at events, especially at an event like Hacking Better. You guys, when was the last time any of you heard Ed Milet in person? I bet none of you have ever seen him in person. He's unbelievable. that alone would be worth going to. So have a blast, you guys. I'm gonna shut my mouth, flip it back to you, because I know there's some other stuff to get into. Just know when you walk into that event, something different will happen. And what you have to do in order to get there, you guys, we got a girl who went and joined DoorDash so she could make the money to pay for her passport. You heard about it today on the Huddle Zoom, to go to Cancun. And then she had to go DoorDash some more to make the money to get her flight booked to go to Cancun. And then she had to make some more money to book her return flight, which she hasn't done yet. She's got a flight there, but no return flight. What are you willing to do to be successful? I don't know. I want to see somebody scooping the neighborhood turds up and say, this is how I paid for my flight to Kentucky. There's going to be thousands of people who do absolutely nothing to go, and their life is exactly the same 12 months from now. And that's okay. We'll still love you. Probably still get in heaven. But at the end of the day, don't say it doesn't work if we don't utilize Nick like that one. Don't say it doesn't work if we're not willing to do the things that work. So Nick has the business that he has. True story, and then I'll shut up. Mandy, I'm on the phone with Mandy, Nick, and she goes, can I talk to you for a minute? I said, oh, crap, yes. And it was the exact opposite of what I expected. She goes, somehow I got onto Nick Martinez's stinking algorithm, and every time that bastard goes live on Facebook, it alerts me, and now I'm watching them all. And she was complimenting him, okay? It doesn't sound like she was. She was like, I can't believe how consistent that guy is. And I said, well, welcome to making a couple $100,000 a month. That's how you do it. And she's like, I know how you do it. I've done it. And she goes, watching his videos showed me two things. A, I could be my authentic self because he's doing it. And B, there's no reason that I can't do a video every time he does a video. So she's like legitimately going to go live every time he go live. She set an alert that says, if Nick's going live, I'm going live. And since then, she's been live every day for 9 days. And she's got like record personal signups because she's just doing the steps. So I'm fired up, you guys. I'm especially excited to hear Sarah share that story of the new lady and how it happened and how it's exploding. And I'm pumped. See ya.
Thank you, Michael. And we do not need the underwear back, by the way. Hopefully, I'm sure it's my kids. They leave their underwear
I'm wearing
everywhere. Oh, nice. I love it. I love you, Michael. You're like one of my favorite people. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight and sharing. I love the lily pad analogy. I'm excited for Hacking Better. For the first time, I have a group coming with me. I actually have 4 customers coming. Did you know that you can invite customers to Hacking Better? I did not know this. It's like a new thing for me. And it was super easy for me to invite because I could say, hey, do you know who Ed Milet is and Jay Shetty? Like, those are big names. That's attraction. I get to go listen to them live. Do you want to come with me? And I had 4 customers say yes, which really blew me away. But I'm so excited about this. This is going to be an amazing opportunity for them and for myself. All about personal development and personal growth. And that's one of the big reasons I'm here. So I'm thankful for that. Anyways, let's, we've got some more exciting, there's a fly bothering me. I'm sorry. There is some more exciting things going on in August. We have another challenge with some rewards or incentives that will be coming out at our next meeting. And Shay is going to tell us all about that.
There we go. Hey y'all, Sassy Shay here. I've been drinking Sharing Ketones for 4 years. And let me tell you, when Nick asked me to share this, I was like, yes, finally, something in my wheelhouse that gets me extra excited. And that is Facebook Reels. If you've been loving these challenges that Nick has been doing each month, give me a 1 in the chat. For me, it makes me get out of my comfort zone, and I'm a little competitive. So I want to be the first one to get my comment on there and screenshot this and that. So Facebook Reels right now is super, super hot. It's like a woman in the bikini with a thong on a beach. People, they see your reel and it's like, whoop. What I love about the Facebook Reels is there's no limits to your captions or your hashtags. And the views on it are amazing. And I have been able to build a following that I never thought was even obtainable. And what I love about Facebook Reels even more is that people that comment, you don't have to be friends with them to send them a message to say, hey, thanks for commenting. what do you know about ketones and ketosis or whatever on that other social media platform, you do have to be friends with them to send a message. But you're unlimited to the amount of people that can follow you. So that's like having 150,000 friends that you don't actually have to be friends with. And I am super excited. There's some training come up. I think Nick said possibly Thursday. So we're going to give you the ins and outs on that. But the contest is, y'all ready for this? You need to do reels 4 times a week for a month. The first week is going to be scary. And then that addiction that we have to the ketones, like our bodies and our brains need it, and we're going to be fueled. It's the same way with the reels. Once you do them, make them funny, do your ketones, do a dog reel, do whatever is like what you love. So many people are like, ooh, Facebook Reels. And you don't have to go searching for it. It's like right there. And the algorithm right now for Reels is hot. Like you're not shadowed. If you don't have 50,000, 100 followers, Facebook's not going to put your reel in the algorithm. It's an amazing thing. So stay tuned for Thursday's training. It's going to be like the woman on the bikini on the beach. You're going to be on fire.
I love it. I want to jump in real quick. Thank you, Shay, and I'm excited for that. So one of the things that I've just been watching recently is, hey, what is something simple that you can do that might increase your ability to attract new people? And then at the same time, what's something that people aren't doing that if they do it, gets them a little bit out of their comfort zone, causes them to be creative. And that energy of creativity and being out of your comfort zone will ripple into the rest of your business and the rest of your life. So we've done this before with lives. We've done it with a lot of different things, and I'm excited to do it this month with Reels. There'll be a post in Better Starts here that explains it. But what you have to do is just post 4 times a week a reel. It's that simple. 4 times a week for 4 weeks. And then you'll just comment every week when you do it. And then at the end, you'll say that you did all 4 for 4 weeks, and you'll be entered into a fun drawing. That's the simplicity. Like Shay mentioned, Thursday we'll have a training more on Reels. My encouragement to you is if you're used to doing Reels and you're like, okay, I got that, type a 1 in the chat. If Reels, you're like, oh gosh, I have no clue, never done that, don't even know where to start, type a 2. And I have a lot of 1s. That's cool. If you're uncomfortable with them or not familiar, have no idea what to do, type a 2. I see 1.5. Okay. Somewhere in the middle. If you've never done this before, come to the training. But before you get there, here's what I want you to do. I want you to type in YouTube or into Google, how to do a reel. And this is where the will overpowers the skill aspect, because don't wait for somebody on here to teach you how to do it. Everybody here that's done it has just gone in there and figured it out, right? When TikTok came out, I Googled how to make a TikTok, and I sat there and I watched like 20 videos on how to do it, and then I figured it out. So my encouragement to you is go to the good old World Wide Web and start learning before that training, so that at that training, it's not like, okay, this is how you open the app. This is where you click. I want you to have some of those basics so we can talk a little bit more, just bigger picture. At the same time, if you have questions, reach out to whoever you're working with, and they can help you get rolling, and you'll find that it's probably a lot simpler than you're making it. So we're getting close to the end. Amber, I think we have one more drawing to do. Let's do one more for another $75 of swag cash. But before we do sign off, first off, just thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for sticking around for the hour. It's going to be an amazing month. What Michael is talking about, the lily pad concept, is really like, if you look back over the last month, the last 2 months, the last 6 months, that's what we do, right? We go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. There's always going to be something else for us to build into, something to invite to, and something to participate in, because growth isn't instantaneous, it's continuous, right? Your personal change or your personal business isn't going to happen today or tomorrow, but it's going to happen over the next couple of years by being consistent and being continuous and plugging into what we're doing. So thanks for being here. Appreciate you all. And Amber, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Shay. I am going to do one more drawing, $75 swag cash, and then we will end the call. So let me look away real quick. Jennifer McKenzie, are you on the call? Is she here?
She literally commented like 2 seconds ago. She was the 1.5. No.
Oh, there she is. Awesome. Congratulations, Jennifer. So what you're going to do is you're going to purchase your item on the Prove It Gear store, and then you're going to submit the receipt to simplefunketo@gmail.com. And then you'll be sent a reimbursement. So congratulations, super exciting. We're going to wrap up here. Hopefully before you go to bed tonight, you will set some goals for the month. I have a whole list that I've written down of action steps that I want to take that I didn't know I was going to do before the call tonight, but I got a ton of value tonight. And I've got 6 things that I'm adding to my goal list. Just really good items that you guys shared tonight. And I'm so thankful that I got on the call. I'm not thankful that I led the call, but thankful that I got on the call and was able to learn from each of you. So thank you so much. I appreciate each one of you. Have an awesome month. August is my favorite month. It happens to be my birthday month. So I saw that it's Carrie's birthday month too. So we got some Leos in the house. I love it. Thank you, Sassy. I love you too. All right. Have a good night, everybody.